Hey everyone, my name is Well here, and for those who don't know me, I'm on a mission to help young, ambitious men achieve their goal through goal setting, productivity system, and identity shift. What I noticed in my journey from constantly tracking my calories, tracking my goals, losing 30 kilograms in 6 months, talking to millionaires out there, I learned a lot of things when it comes to building myself overall and trying to be a better version of myself. There are 5 things on this video that I want to talk about, and I'll just get straight into it. The first one is going to be to question your beliefs, especially the ones not implemented by you, the ones implemented without your consent. There might be a couple of beliefs out there that you think are true just because people around you think that it is true. People around you has taught you that this is a good thing. Let's say, for example, math. I used to be really bad at math. I would play Fortnite 10 to 12 hours a day, and my math teachers would say that, okay, I have really bad problems in math. I don't know how to do math. I'm really bad at calculating numbers. But the reality is that I was never studying at school. It was just a skill deficiency and not putting enough work in the process. Because I would spend 8 hours a day playing Fortnite and never studying math. And when I hear my teacher saying that I actually have problems in math, it would reinforce this belief, and I would not even try to study because they said that I'm really bad at math. And there were even people making fun of me saying that I'm bad at math. And as a result, I wouldn't even try. But the second I actually questioned this belief of, am I really bad at math? Am I really this bad at this? How about I give it a shot? You know what? 4 hours a day for 2 months. I'm gonna keep on doing math. I'm gonna study, I'm gonna do differentiation, integration, algebra, calculus overall. And I actually got the best grades in my class. Within 2 months, I went from having the worst grades in my class to having the best grades in my class. So the only reason I would not study, the only reason I would not actually put in the work and try to see whether or not I'm good at that specific thing was because this always said from my childhood that I'm really bad at math. But the reality is just that I haven't tried. The reality is that they put limited beliefs on me. And because I believed that I was bad at math, I wouldn't even try. And this was the same with sales calls. I always thought that I would be bad in cold calls. This is something you gotta do public speaking for 10 years to then start cold calls. But yeah, the first time I was really bad, the first hundreds of dials I was bad, but after a couple of months, I got better at sales. I knew how to handle objections. I knew how to talk to prospects, book the appointments, use the follow-ups, send the right messages. So it's just a matter of beliefs. I thought I was bad at cold calls, but it's not that I was bad in cold calls. I just had a skill deficiency and I didn't know how to use the right things the right time. And it's the same thing with me being obese. I used to be 100 kilograms. Okay, so I'm gonna stay fat my whole life. I'm gonna stay really bad at this, and it's just this. I'm just fat because my dad used to be fat. My cousin used to be fat. I knew a lot of people in my family who used to be fat. So I thought that this was the same thing for me and it's gonna be impossible to not be obese. But it's only once I tried, it's only once I questioned my beliefs that I started making moves forward. Maybe if you think that something is impossible, something is hard, something is not gonna work, maybe you just gotta question your beliefs and try to give it a shot and have a genuine, a factual view on this. You know, try to see things as they are and not just because your math teacher 10 years ago said that you were really bad at math and you're not gonna succeed, because these kind of things enters in your mind. And it's not, the problem is not the lies. The problem is that once you get these beliefs in your mind, you start repeat them 100 times in your brain and it's actually gonna affect you. And the second one is that it takes time to build big things. I always wanted that quick money, that quick physique, that perfect thing. So I would start a business. I started a business about fashion. I stopped. I started a business about SMMA. 2 months later, I stopped. And then 3 months later, an AI agency. But it's not how things work. I would switch on sales companies every 2 months. I thought that, okay, I didn't make money in the next 2 months. This is not gonna work. My same friend 2 years ago started his AI agency. He didn't make money for like a year and a half. He didn't make really good money. In the last 6 months, that's where he was exponentially growing. It's only a matter of time. It's time multiplied by value. So how much work you put in, the value you put in. Are you just doing random work while you're listening to music and scrolling? Or you just put in genuine work where you're pondering your thoughts times consistency? Are you being consistent? You had the YouTube channel for 2 years, but do you upload videos once a week, twice a week, or do you upload like 5 videos in a month and the next month you don't upload anything? Because this is what Alex Hormozi has been doing, Charlie Morgan has been doing this, and all these successful people, what they don't want to tell you is that it actually takes a lot of time. You see these gurus in SMMA, how to get money, how to make $10,000 a month in 3 months, how to do it in 2 months. How about you think about 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, not just 3 months, you see? Because I think that the easiest path is actually the hardest path, technically. Because if you stick to something for 2 years non-stop, you work towards it, despite not getting any output from your inputs, the work you put in, then you're either gonna be super good at it, have a better understanding than 90% of people in this niche, because most people give up after 2 months, or you're gonna be making a lot of money. Both ways you're winning. You either win or get closer to that gap of making even more money. Third one is gonna be stop caring about other people's opinion. I used to care so much about people's opinion back then. It was horrible. Whenever someone would say something bad about me, I would actually take it personally. When I say I wouldn't even learn from it. I wouldn't even learn. Like someone says something bad about me, I'm just gonna take it badly. That's how it used to be when I was fat. And because of that, I would even think about this thought again and again and again, go back to my miserable life and try to eat even more junk food. At the end of the day, you're all gonna die anyway. I think you're pretty aware of this. No human in life can actually say that they're gonna live forever. We're all gonna fucking die. We're all gonna die, so what would be the point of taking everyone's opinion too seriously or caring about their opinion? Maybe you don't need that car. Maybe you want to actually invest in your business. But because you think about increasing your perceived value, your perceived status, you're going to think that, okay, if I buy this car, people are going to look at me. If I take a loan from the bank to buy this house, people are going to look at me and say, yeah, this is good. Wow, oh my God, this is perfect. Don't get me wrong. They're actually good investments. But if you're investing into something that would get you an ROI or you actually like it, I mean, don't cook the food except if you actually enjoy doing the food, right? But if you just buy something because you want to have Stacy looking at you and think that this is cool because you think that people will think that you think that they think that you're cool, like it doesn't really make sense. Because at the end of the day, you won't really need that car. You won't really need that thing. The only thing that would matter is what you think and the true things that you want to achieve in your life. Number 4, pain is the only thing that matters. All these gurus out there, they want to sell you a dream of, yeah, you're going to have this perfect life. You're going to be so good within 2 weeks. I can help you make money. You see these catchy titles? Tell me honestly, has any of these titles actually made you money? How you can make $5,000 a month in 2 weeks? How you can be a millionaire in 6 months? How you can have a 6-pack in 2 months when you're 100 kilogram obese and you have 27% body fat? Have any of those actually helped you? I don't think so. I always thought that there would be a way to make quick money, a lot of money with no pain. There would be a way of losing a lot of fat and have this perfect physique in only 2 weeks. But what they're not gonna tell you is that you only see their perfect life, their perfect shooting, their Porsche, their 911, their Hurricane, their crazy physique. Guys, it actually took me 3 years of constant workout non-stop to actually lose weight, become extremely good in kickboxing and do powerlifting. I used to lift 220 kilograms in deadlift. I used to 140 in squat and 125 in bench. I used to be really good with things because I would just work out constantly. I would work out 6 times a week, and on top of that, I would add 10 kilometers of runs in Sundays. They're like, how are you so good? How are you doing all of this? Don't get me wrong. There are some people that can get the same thing within a shorter period of time by learning from their mistakes. But them telling you that you're gonna get this outcome of within 2 weeks, like, it doesn't really make sense. The only way to get to your goals is to go through pain, and genuine pain, like know what you're doing and then go through it. This is what they're doing. You see their Porsche, their perfect life, but it actually took them 5, 6, 7 years. I used to work with a company where you see all their perfect lives, they're making millions of dollars, and they're claiming that they started their company 2 years ago. In reality, they just changed the name, and they have been in the game for 10 years. So it took them 10 years, a decade, a whole decade to make those millions, but they claim that they've been doing this in 2 years. You gotta go through the pain, and it's gonna take a lot of time, a lot of pain for a lot of time. Now finally, for number 5, the biggest problem I see among young men between 18 and 25 is not ambitious. They have energy, they have motivation, they want to do things in life, but they don't have a clear path. They don't have an aim. They cannot visualize the actual goal specifically. And what I mean by that is not just like, oh, I want to make 10,000 a month. Oh, I want to have this crazy physique. Oh, I want to do this. I want to have a six-pack. Have a genuine vision, a vision of what you got to do. Because if you just have like some sort of motivation, like you wake up at 1 in the morning and you're like, oh shit, I actually want to retire my mom. I actually just want to make some money. But 2 weeks later, you forget about this. It's not going to work. And how do you visualize a goal? You actually plan it out. You try to understand the exact goal, the time frame, what do you want to do, and then the how, the methodology. What would be the steps that you have to follow in order to achieve that goal? And on top of that, what most importantly, the thing that most people skip is the why. Why do you want to have this goal in the first place? Is it to impress your girlfriend? Is it because your ex has left you and you want to prove her wrong? Is it because you always felt like shit next to other people? Is it because you genuinely want to do it because you love what you're doing? It's good to have a list of why, because when you're not going to be motivated, when you're not going to feel like it, number one, you're going to have a vision. You will know exactly what you want. And secondly, when you're not going to feel like doing it, or you're going to be in your down session, you're going to go through the list of why. You're going to try to understand how does it work. Oh, okay, so they actually bullied me, so I better have to actually go to the gym. They bullied me when I was a kid. Whenever I was at the gym and didn't feel like going to the gym, I would think about the people who used to bully me when I was 12 years old. And I would use all this energy, this fire inside my brain to go through failure in my reps. And you know what? The same people who used to make fun of me 5, 6, 7 years ago are actually asking me for weight loss advice. They're asking me for kickboxing advice. How do I become more mentally resilient? How do I actually get in shape? How do I do in this? And 5, 7 years ago, they used to make fun of me. So having a list of why do you want to do this, will always be better than your motivation that is going to go away within a couple of days or even a couple of hours. It truly depends on you. But if you have a why in place, you will be constant with it. And on top of that, if you have that vision in place, you will know exactly what you want and you will just go through it and make it work.